Yeah. So, my little people took it upon themselves to come out here and try to plant some tomatoes, which is an indication that it is time. So, on my knees, out here pulling some weeds. I'm gonna pull some orach. We're gonna carve out a row, and we're just gonna go for it. Doesn't have to be perfect, but it's gonna be productive, and it'll make me feel better. And the kids wanted to do it, and it's time. My tomatoes are starting to look kind of unhealthy, and they need nutrients. So we're gonna rip out, baby, look out, get out of this way. There's a bunch of plants, baby plants in there. See, there's a little bells of Ireland. Yeah. We don't wanna squash those. Look, we found a kale in here. So we're just gonna go for it, try to get at least one tray of tomatoes planted. Okay, yeah. And we will update you.
Okay. What? Okay. Come on now.
Gardener family. Although she said gardener. Good job. Yeah, throw those out because we don't want those in there, Charlie. Good job. I think Nana forgot. Okay. Where are you going? It's our first garden rendezvous with little Creaky Moo Moo. Oh, Kiki. Such a good boy. He always finds me, especially if I get down on my knees in the garden. It's like he's a moth to the flame of if I'm down on the ground doing garden stuff. He loves the garden work. Not very helpful, but
he wants to watch us.
He's a welcome companion. Good boy, kitty. Hey, goose, goose, goose. Hey, goose, goose, goose. What are you doing? Hey, goose, goose, goose. Goose, goose, goose. Goose, goose, goose. Bones and to go get some stuff for dinner. Get me some T-posts, maybe. No. Okay, 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 okay. Okay, we're over it. We're over the snuggles. Okay, that's fine. Eating dandelions. What a good goose goose. So here are the 2 little baby tomatoes that my littles tried to plant. They stuck them in a mud pit, basically, a dirt pile. These branches that are already broken off, not a big deal because we can plant in all the way up to that last leaf set. And I'm actually gonna plant them in sideways like this because they will root along this entire stem, and then they'll start going upward like so. So one great thing about tomato plants is they're really forgiving and pretty hardy. So we can plant them in sideways like that, therefore giving them optimal root growth. And it'll look like they're just like little short stocky plants. So they won't look as sad and puny once we get them in there. Where are you going? So here are my cabbages, and I think they might have gotten a little torn up last night. That looks, no, that's an old one. I think they already have healed. Maybe they didn't get that bad from the hail last night, but they were, sorry, I'm zoomed in too far. They were very beautiful and perfect leaves, no damage, not even any bug bites, and then the hail wrecked them. And though they look kind of shabby and ragged right now, I didn't take any of the broken leaves off because you don't want to take all of their foliage off because then they'll have a hard time, or they'll have a more difficult time bouncing back. Like you can see down in here, even the bottom ones are still looking good. Like this one is touching the ground. We don't want that. It's like turning yellow and that's no good. Get rid of that one. But I don't want to take any of the foliage off because they'll have an even harder time bouncing back. So even though they look kind of gross, we're gonna leave those on for now. But they look okay, you know, they don't look as beautiful as they did, but they aren't dying. They're not really that damaged. So, and even the broccoli and the cauliflower, they're a little bit shredded, but like I said, this is still like a thriving, healthy leaf, so we don't want to get rid of that. This one is actually broken, so we'll take that one. Look at little peppers. This is the damage that I had. This is old too, you can see it's already scabbed over. That's from the hailstorm too. And that pepper plant looks fine. It did knock off some of my marigold flowers, but they're okay. Like this is honestly kind of like a natural pruning for some of these plants. So I would just leave your foliage on unless it's completely destroyed and it looks like it's diseasing or getting diseased or anything like that. I can smell the heat all the way up here. Whoa! Hobbling around on this guy. What in the world are you thinking? Clear the pathway before you're trying to just peg leg around in this joint. Good morning, friends. I am just about to head outside. We were supposed to get some hail last night, but it looks like we only had to deal with some rain. Sorry, this takes me a second because I've got my funny little leg on. Still, hobbling around. I should find out in about 10 days whether or not I will be released to walk on my own again. Until that time, I'm rocking this funny contraption called an iWalk. I like to call it my peg leg because I think that's more fun. Hey, Miss Dublin! Dublin! Could have sworn that she came out here. Maybe she didn't. I was coming to join her. So I'll flip the camera around and show you guys how pretty it looks. It is about that time to do a full garden tour. We're approaching harvest on the garlic. We have hardneck garlic here, hardneck garlic there. I had the softneck variety here in this raised bed, but it did not do good. Only a few came up and they're just not looking good. I did actually put pallets, these pallets, I put them over to the top of those raised beds with the garlic, those two. This one and that one for the winter time. And I didn't cover the third one over here. And I think the cats were in there digging around too much. So that's just a good indication for me. Good morning, Sapphire. That's a good indication to me that I really do need to be covering them because the cats view that as prime pooping territory. There you are. What were you doing in the front?
I was seeing if I was through the way.
You're not allowed to be in the front. You know that. Please don't break the rules. They're put there to keep you safe, okay? So last night, Spencer put up a little bit more fencing for me to finish this off. We have two different kinds of fencing, but I don't really care. And then he spray painted our this is a arbor that we actually walked through, or I walked through, I guess. Well, I guess he did too, on our wedding day. It's been a bunch of different colors, but I wanted something bright. It's gonna eventually have plants climbing all over it, obviously, but I wanted something really bright. We couldn't find pink at the hardware store where my mom works, so she just got us this really pretty orange, and it's like a pumpkin-y color. I was just trying to bring some color into it, and it looks so pretty against the green of the trees. I'm thinking I might plant scarlet runner beans on it. Maybe some cucamelons. I guess we'll see how I feel about it. I love our backyard though. It's so pretty. Yes, I can get you cereal. And then we have this in progress area here. We did the fence at an angle on this corner because I didn't want a corner here underneath the tree. The kids climb this tree a lot, and I just worried about having T-posts too far under where they play, and if anyone were to fall out of the tree, they'd hit a T-post, and that would be no good. So we have my greenhouse plastic underneath here for the dirt, so we can keep unloading it out of the trailer. The trailer is, don't judge my messy backyard space. The trailer still has a little bit of dirt in it that we need to unload. And then this space will no longer look this way. And then we have compost piles, which also don't look pretty. This is all of the wood chip or wood shavings, you know, the bedding from the chickens. And then this compost pile we've been working on for a couple years. Well, actually the entire time we've been here, but I haven't turned it. That was on my to-do list before I got hurt, and now I'm kind of thinking that I should actually take the time to turn it and kind of reconfigure what's going on. So anywho, we're gonna come out here in a little bit, and this is the last really big task I need to accomplish. This in-ground space right here is gonna be the Three Sisters garden. So since we have all this rain and the ground is moist and wonderful, I need to get those corn in there. It's a little bit behind schedule, but we have such good heat, and now the days are longer, so I think that we'll definitely be okay. Okay, here's something interesting. What is going on here? There's a web and some ants kind of crawling around, but there's this weird fluffy stuff. Almost kind of looks like worm castings, but it's not. Looks like some garden warfare. There's some tiny little ants crawling through it, but I can't see anything else. It's so weird and fascinating. See, it goes all the way. It's like underneath all of the rocks. Or is this just them bringing out the dirt from digging their colony? Maybe that's just all the dirt that they pulled out. Oop, maybe that's just all the stuff they pulled out of their little tunnels. It's so interesting. Oh boy, some of my pumpkin seeds or something that I planted are coming up right there. Yay! I'm not sure what to do with the tulips. They're starting to look so horrid. Kind of thinking I might just want to pull the bulbs out. Make room for something else. How do you store tulip bulbs, you guys? Do I wait until they die back to pull them out? Or do I just pull them out now? I have no idea. We got turnips in here, onions. Probably be pulling the turnips soon so that I can plant more onions in there.